So my dear students, today we will be studying about chapter number 9, data handling, which is a chapter for your second term. And let's hope that you will do well in the examination and also in your life. So here it comes like data handling. So we have to know what exactly is data handling. There are two terms here. There is one term is called data, and then the other term is called handling. First, we have to know the first word, which is data. And what is a data now? Data is the collection of number gathered to give some information. So whenever we collect some numbers, that is called data. Okay? So for example, if there are 10 students in a class, and now I want to know how many students wants to have apple, how many students wants to have apricot, how many students want to have orange. Then we collect these things in a number. This number is for orange, this number is for apple and all that. So that number which I'm collecting is called data. So data is the number which we collect. So there are two types of data. There is one type is called primary data, and then you have the secondary data. The primary data is that data which you go and collect directly from the market, by yourself. You involve yourself in collecting the data. That is called primary data. Then the secondary data is you read a book and then you know something about these numbers collection and all that. That is called secondary data. And then you look into a magazine and you gather some information. That is secondary data. So this, anyhow, whatever the data is, primary or secondary data, we collect them. So this is called data. Data is, first we collect the data, we go to the place and collect the data, and then we record it. Record, how you record? Record in the form of, you as a student, you have a pen and a paper, and you note down this whatever you are collecting the data, that you note down in your notebook. That is called recording, no? Or else you go and make pictures. Or else you record this in a tape recorder. That is also recorded. So whatever you do, in regard of collection, and then you place it on a paper or in any other form of electronic media and all that is called record. So once you record the data, and then you organize them, in certain order or method. That means, how you organize. You organize in the form of a table. You organize in the form of a picture. You try to show this data to other people, or for yourself also, no? Or for your class. You want to tell something about these numbers. Then you represent them in the form that that you organize in a certain manner. How you organize, how you record and all that you will know in your exercises. Solving of different questions given in textual exercises. The textual exercises will give us the different ideas about data handling. Handling means how to use your hand in order to collect this data, no? So that is handling, no? In handling you have, first you collect, then you record them, and then you organize them in a certain manner, no? So that is how these different stages of collecting data, recording a data, and then organizing a data is called data handling. Okay, so now first thing what we have here is table. Table is one form in which you record a data. Okay? And then, in the table, it also is organized. And then, it is also arranged in a systematic order, no? Then you have drawing a pictograph. So, other form of how to represent a data is a pictograph. There are two different methods in drawing a pictograph. Pictograph can be drawn in two ways. How? They are as follows. One number is accurate assumption. Assumption means imagination. How you imagine, no? oh, this is that, that may be this. So this is how you call it assumption. So you assume that, example, there is, you imagine, you think. Accurate. Accurate means exactly, exact thinking. So here example we have is like, if this one person, one figure of one person, represents 5 students. This is 5 students. And if you have, how will you represent 4 students? Now, for example, if you want to say 4 students, how will you show it? 3 students, 2 students, 1 student, how will you show? With this picture representation, I can say that this is 5. So we can make an assumption that, so we can think like this. How? This figure represents 5 students here. Okay? Now, if this figure has, one leg is missing. One leg is missing means one number is gone. One number is gone. Out of 5, one number is gone. How much is left now? There is 4 there. 4 students means one leg missing. Again, now 3 students means 2 legs are missing. Then you have like, or student, or then you have like, here what do you have? Here. Then 2 legs are missing, 3 students. 2 legs and one more hand. One hand is missing. That means 2 students. Now, all 4 are missing. What? 2 legs and 2 hands are missing. That means 1 student, no? So when you have no person, that means that is 0, no? So 1 leg is missing means 1 number is gone. Then it becomes, from 5 it becomes 4. 2 legs are missing, 2 numbers are gone. That means from 5, 2 numbers are gone means 3. So in the same way, here it becomes 2 also like this. So this will show you exactly, exactly what the figure shows. Now, this is a rough assumption. Assumption again means thinking or imagination. Yeah, you imagine like this. Oh, this may be like this. This may be like that. So, yeah, this is an example where you have a rough assumption. Means that is not exactly what the picture shows. See, for example, this is this is a bulb. So when this one bulb represents 5 bulbs, one bulb represents 5 bulbs. So when you have like 2 bulbs, that means 5 plus 5 is 10. Now this is again, you see a partial picture. You see not incomplete picture. This incomplete bulb picture of a bulb represents 3. So when you look at this picture, you know that this can be 3, or this can be 3.5, or this can be 2.5, or this can be 4 also. So you don't know exactly, whether it is 4 or whether it is 3 or whether it is 2 or whether it is 2.1 or 2.3 or whatever it is. So that is why it is called rough assumption. So that assumption is not exactly what the picture shows. So now when you have this, now every time to draw pictures like this and then to show graph here, it is not possible. So that is why we use bar graph. And it is difficult also to make picture when there are trucks. If you make 10 pictures of exactly same picture of trucks, then it is, it will be like maybe about, it will take you 1 hour to draw the pictures, So it is time consuming and it is quite, difficult also, That is the reason why you use bar graph. So here it says like pictograph representation of data is quite time consuming. It takes, much time than when you make a bar graph. Bar graph is much more easier. And sometimes difficult too. That means it is, to make a picture of 10 trucks, it will take you like 2 hours or 3 hours. So that is, time consuming. The other method is bar representation of the data. So you represent data in the form of a bar, bar graph. You will learn how to draw bar graph in the textual exercises 9.3 and 9.4. There you will know about more of these things, about bar graph and all that in exercise number 9.3 and 9.4. Yeah. For example, now if I want to collect some data and then want to tell you what exactly a table can be. So I can tell you like this, no? See, for example, there are people like this. For example, Angmo. You have some friends in your circle. So, for example, now I have one person called Angmo. So, what she likes maybe banana. And then she likes apple also. Then she likes orange. Okay, so this is how you collect 3 fruits you collect here for Angmo. Now there is another. Let us say Kunjes Angmo. There is another called Abdul Rahim. He likes apple. Yeah. Then he likes apricot. And he doesn't like orange, nothing. Yeah. That's all. Then you have one more person, for example, Ramesh Kumar. Again, he might like apple. He might like orange. And he likes banana. So, now when you think about these things, now let us say that there are 3 friends like this, okay? Now if you want to put it in the table form, so we can make a table like this. For example, we make a table of for these 3 friends. So we can say, this table, how many people like banana? And then we can, do next, how many people like apple? Then you have another fruit, banana, apple, orange. And then you have apricot. Now, if you want to show how many people like banana, so how many banana? This table you either can see. You can make a table in so many different ways. This is one way to make a table, okay? So we can say that, how many people like how many bananas, will be here now. See, Kunjes one banana, okay? Kunjes one banana. Then again, Ramesh also one banana. So there are 2 bananas. So in a basket, all these things are there. So 2 bananas is gone because this Ramesh want 1 banana, and then Kunjes also wants 1 banana. So 2 bananas are gone. So now when we talk about apple, how many apple are there? Kunjes also wants 1 apple. Okay. Now next, this Abdul also want 1 apple. So there are 2 apples here. Okay, and then when you talk about orange, Kunjes wants one orange. Then you have like Ramesh also want 1 orange. Then you have two orange here. So apricot, when you talk about apricot, who wants apricot now? Apricot here, the only person who likes apricot is Abdul Rahim. So 1. So let us count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So One more you have to find out one more. Banana 1, okay. Banana is 2. Then you have apple 1, 2, 3. So we need one more apple here, 3. This is how you make a table, no? Okay? This is how you make a table. Then there are other ways to make a table. Same table, if you want to make in a different way, then now I write banana, apple, orange, then you write apricot, and then here you write telemark. Okay? So this is, or you can say also frequency, no? That is a frequency table. Here, if you want to write, this is what? This is a frequency table, okay? The above table is a frequency table. We can say like that. Huh? So, telemark. So, if you want to say telemark here, so name of the fruit. Huh? These are fruits here. Now, telemark. Now, how many bananas? We have to count how many bananas are here. There are 2 bananas. This is 2. Okay, telemark you do like this, no? Say 2. Then you have apple. How many apples? 3 apples. 1, 2, 3. 3. Then you have how many oranges? 2 oranges. 1 and 2. 2. Then you have how many apricot? You have 1 apricot. 1. So when you do this telemark, you have 1, 2, 3 and all that. And then if you want to write 5, how do you write 5 here? 5 you can do 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This is number 5. Okay? Is equal to number 5. You can write like that. Huh? So, if you want to write 6, how you do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then 6. This is 6. So, like this you can do any number. You can show telemark for any number. So, there are different ways to make a table. This is one way to make table. Another way to make table is like this. See, if you want to write here, you write here frequency table. Okay? Frequency table. And then you don't need to write this. Because I don't have a space here, I wrote here. Huh? So, the same table, you make it in a more nice way, no? So, this is how you represent. In mathematics, you represent like this in the form of a frequency table. And then, when you are talking about pictograph, I already showed you like this. Now, when you do this exercise 9.1 and 9.2 and all that, in 9.1, we will know about how to make these kind of tables. And then in 9.2, there we will know how to do this pictograph and all that. Yeah? So that is in the textual exercises. When we do it, we will be sure about how to draw these things. And then when you go for bar graph, these are all things which I explained to you, exercise 9.3 and 9.4. So I don't need to tell much about all these things. I tried to explain to you. There are, one way is to represent the data in the form of a table. The second form is a pictograph, and third form is a bar graph. So these are 3 things which we will discuss in the coming lessons. And for today, I think this is enough, and I hope that you will go through this lesson, and when I do the textual exercises, if you have any questions and all that, you can always contact me. My WhatsApp number is given below, kindly contact me whenever you have any queries. So see you again.